live for the first time, I think, this year with some World of Warcraft, some random gameplay. I don't know how there's already 2 people that are in here, because there was 2 people watching before I even went live. So I'm just saying that's kind of creepy. So I've got the new boom stand. You can't really see it, but you can see my pop filter. And that makes it that when I say Peter Piper wants a big pickle with peanut butter, it shouldn't really sound like ugh and make you cringe. Or at least it shouldn't. That's the whole idea of this stupid thing. And I have it close to my mouth, obviously, so that my voice sounds better, because as soon as I start talking over here, it loses all of its depth, if you will. So this will be a fairly short stream. We're just going to rep farm a little bit on an island called Nazjatar, which is one of the newer-ish zones, if you will, in Battle for Azeroth. So we're going to do that. Okay, let's just get right into it. So right now I need to go and do the Unshackled. Start getting some rep and start this thing going. Now I am playing Combat, or Outlaw, which is not the best. Oh, I should fly there. My goodness, we're off to a slow start here, but that's okay. I actually don't feel good at all today. Today has been a pretty rough day in terms of my diabetes. Things weren't looking too good there. My sugars were incredibly high and I almost had to go to the hospital. So I'm going to be looking to get on some new medication, because I've lost a lot of weight, about 120 pounds. But I've been idling for a while and struggling. I lose 5 pounds, I gain it back, I lose it, I gain it back, because my sugars are so high. So I had to do a lot of more exercise, much more strict dieting. But even with that, if you have really bad diabetes, it doesn't matter to a certain extent how well you eat. If your sugars are out of control, your body is going to burn those up before the fat.
If there's one thing I've learned about dealing with Naga...
Hey, listen here. We're not dealing with you, that's what I know. I'm done with you fat turtles. I already got my reputation that I need from you. I don't need nothing. I think there might be one person in here. It's like I said before, 1 person, no people, 1,000 million. And if it's not a number, it is now. 1,000 million, that's right. It don't matter. Because I'll still play the game, and I'll still talk to myself. So it works out for me. So this is the newer-ish spec. If you're sorta kinda new to World of Warcraft, or if you were gone for a long time and you came back, maybe you're playing Classic WoW, this is definitely not what Classic WoW would look like. It's drastically different. And I've been playing Classic for a little while. I recorded some footage, and it's got a very obvious nostalgic taste to it. Hey, how's it going, Sam? Like I was saying at the beginning of my video, a little bit stressed out, but I don't, as you know, always want to talk about negative stuff on my streams. I always shake off like everything's peaches and cream, even when it isn't. But I almost had to go to the hospital today because my diabetes was out of control with my blood sugars. I'm on medication, and it was working for a while, but sometimes, for some unfortunate reason, no matter what you're doing, no matter how much weight you're losing, how well you're eating, the medication can just stop working. And it's quite a scary thing, because you can go into a diabetic coma, you can die. It's an incredibly nasty disease. Yeah, it sucks. So I have to wait another couple of days until the diabetic nurse, or pharmacist, who's a specialist, can speak with my family doctor, who can say, hey, because she's an expert, right? she can say he's doing good on the medication, it brings his blood sugars back down, but it's not preventing him from spiking. Not exactly what people want to hear on a stream, hear about diabetes education, but, you know, it's just kind of like a way for me to share a little bit something personal about myself. When I watch streamers, which is very rare because I'm usually busy streaming myself, I'm one of those guys that likes to know a little bit more about the person I'm watching. They could be streaming Call of Duty or World of Warcraft, but it's just one of those weird things where this little gnome prick better not start nothing or I'll put him down. Don't be messing with me, man. It ain't going to end well. You see what I did there? And that's what he does. So, little fucking PvP. This little bitch ass. I don't have my fucking trinket either. Bitch is gonna die! Yeah, you fucked around with the wrong motherfucker. Yeah, he took off like a bitch. He was pretty much dead. That was fucking weird. It's like I saw him, but I didn't see him because he stealthed. Sorry, I got distracted there because that was some real PvP shit right there. Oh, see, I see something faint. You don't want to fuck with me, boy. I'll put you down in the ground. Anyhow, I got really distracted. That was PvP, by the way. That was not an NPC. That was a little gnome bastard trying to get some. Oh, there he is. Eh? You wanted to fuck around, boy. That's what you're gonna get. You wanted this. And you're fucking dead. Where's my health at? It's at like 99%. Motherfucker don't want to piss around, boy. Alright, now that my nerves are calm. Oh, he's already back. I should fucking wallop him again. Hey, you little bitch. And I'm like the wrong spec. I don't even have my fucking trinkets. And he took off again. Because he's a little fucking slut. That's what happens with me. I get really aggressive. I don't know if this is a good idea to live stream this. Because I'm trying to do a quest. Where is he? He was somewhere. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Okay, I need to go park somewhere because this guy's wasting my fucking time. But usually that's how much of an asshole I am in the game. When someone starts with me, I waved at him, he attacked me. But yeah. Anyways, I'll get over it soon. I've been doing this shit for 15 years. Yeah, so what can happen, way off topic, back on the old topic. Yeah, my body generally doesn't do well with medications. So it's kind of like my body's resisting it, but not really. It's just losing its efficiency for whatever unknown reason. It can happen. You can eat chicken one day and be fine for 45 years, and then one day you wake up, you're allergic to chicken. You can be 50 years old and be fine for half a century, and all of a sudden you got a peanut allergy. Your body can choose to do whatever it wants at any given time. That's the reality of it. A child can have cancer, yet an old person can have cancer. It's rarer in children, but it can still happen. It's just it's a defect, essentially. So it's like my body is defective. It doesn't do good at being slightly overweight. I used to weigh like 340 pounds. I've lost about 120 pounds. Yet I'm more diabetic now than I was back then. And that's because of my body. It's just, it does not like having any excess body fat whatsoever. So, it's a real bastard. It's one of the worst diseases you can have because it literally eats your body inside out. It's like putting acid in your body. Your sugars are so high it eats away at all your organs. Oh, there's that little shit stain. Where the fuck is he, though? Yeah, this is gonna be kind of weird now doing this live stream. I should have almost turned war mode off, which is the PvP. But whatever. I'll try to get it done. Oh boy. Now we've got another Alliance member. Well, that's not gonna be good. And yeah, this might be complicated. I technically should turn off the PvP. I mean, from a streaming perspective, I guess we could joke around and say it might be more exciting, but at the same time it also might be a lot more annoying. Because if I don't let go of the guy that started it, and I wail on him for an hour like I've done in the past, that's not gonna... I don't want to stand here for an hour while I'm streaming, right? Wailing on the same guy over and over. So, that's not that fun either. And because he's a rogue and he can stealth, he can pop up out of nowhere. So I'm gonna try to keep some of my defensive cooldowns up and ready for usage, in case he springs up out of nowhere. Yeah, so anyways, so it's a huge part of my life, obviously. The diabetes, not the PvP. Well, I mean that too. But, I just had to move there. Yeah, hopefully the new meds I get in soon. It could be as early as today, but it might be a couple of days. And I'm really excited because once I find the right medication, it's game over. Right? So, then I'm laughing. Pretty much. I don't know if you're able to tell the difference in my voice, if it sounds cleaner, fuller. Because I have the microphone a little bit closer to me, and I have a pop filter, as I mentioned earlier. So that should make a difference. But yeah, about the PvP there, even though I killed that guy, I don't have the best gear. I also had a really bad spec. Like the spec that I'm at, which is Outlaw, is just... Ooh. We don't know what he was up to. Was he trying to attack me? Hard to say. Yeah, there's a lot of Alliance. And then obviously if I talk into it like this, it's going to be a lot louder, which is why I have it. I mean, I can adjust it. That's the whole point of the boom stand, is I can, like, even talking here and then all of a sudden talking there, or even from this distance, you can notice the big difference that it makes. Every inch matters, and she said the same thing. Haha. I had to say that joke, because in this particular case it's relevant. Distance makes a huge difference, so I have about a few inches between the pop filter and the microphone. And the pop filter helps a lot, in case the one person that's in here is curious and doesn't know. It simply slows down and diffuses the speed of your voice. So when you say those brash words like power, bah, or whatever, anything with a puh, the idea is it slows down, it goes through the little thin nylon. It's like 2 films of nylon, and it diffuses the speed of your voice going in. And when it hits the diaphragm of the microphone, instead of it going brrr, like that, it just kind of does it normally. And that's why you don't hear those annoying sounds. There's nothing worse than hearing someone really faintly, or barely hearing them, and then like buzzing in the background, or having someone that's too loud, and when they talk, you gotta get like a proper balance, right? And I find that can be difficult. Speaking of which, I'm gonna try and hurry up here. It's because I'm hung up on that, I got really distracted with the guy there that I was fighting at the beginning of the stream. Because he could come at any time and come back and get me. And if he gets the first shot on me, like he did earlier, he's got a higher chance of killing me. Just like in real life, within reason. First person that gets the first couple hits in usually is at an advantage. Yeah. So we got another guy here. I'm going to let him do his thing. I don't want to get too close to him, sneaking around, because then he'll think I'm trying to gank him. I actually want to show him that I'm not a threat. Which is what I tried doing with the rogue. Yeah, see, he's trying to fuck me up. Because he's a little bitch like that.
No way.
What's he doing? Okay, for real? You still want to do this? I can go all night. You fucking whore. He popped a potion like a little fucking turd. I'm surprised that I'm even still alive, to be honest with you. This guy's got really good gear. And I've got... This is just not the fucking PvP spec. Now I don't know where the fuck he went. Hey, you bitch. You go fuck you. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you. You want to start shit after I fucking nicely wave at you and show you I'm not a threat? And that's the fucking bullshit you want to pull. Well, then you go and you fucking die. That's how nice of a guy I am. Now you're starting to see my real side when people start fucking with me like that. It's a PvP game, don't get me wrong. I chose to have War Mode enabled on right here. War Mode enabled. It's PvP. But to me, in life, you know, there's still a form of etiquette. You're out questing, you're trying to do... Yeah, now he's bringing in his fucking buddies. To me, when you're just trying to get shit done, you know... There he is there.
No.
I'm not going to try killing him again, because that just took too long. But I'm going to show him... If he fucking zaps me again, I swear to God. There we go.
Yeah, man.
And then you end it. And then that's the... Are you fucking for real? He might just be fucking with me now. That polymorph he does doesn't actually hurt me. And now he's gone. Anyhow, you see what I did there, though? I came out of stealth, and I sorta... You know what I mean? I let him know that, hey, I can see you, but I'm willing to make myself vulnerable by showing you that I'm here. Because the whole idea of a rogue is, once we're out of stealth, we're shit. We're so vulnerable, it's unreal. Right? I mean, our power lies when we're stealthed and we get the first shot in. Anyhow, I could have kept ganking him, but... whatever. Now I'm finally done the quest. So the idea here, you know, how long? Yeah, 20 minutes into the stream, now I'm finally telling you what I'm actually trying to do. So in this little area that I'm at, in Nazjatar, off the coast of one of these two continents, which is the newer continents for Battle for Azeroth, the newest expansion of World of Warcraft, you'll see it right up here. It's like a little small island called Nazjatar. And when you farm rep and you do the quests that you can see a little pop-up on, eventually I'm going to get, like, revered with them. Right now I'm barely honored with them. Every time I do a quest I get a little bit of rep, like you saw at the bottom here. 75 rep with the Unshackled. Once I do that and another rep, I'll be able to fly in the newer part of World of Warcraft. So right now in the newer zones I can't fly. It's something you have to earn late in an expansion once you've grinded a lot of rep. So that's sort of what I'm doing. That's kind of like the main focus of what I'm doing in this gameplay here. For example, there's another one here. So I'm probably going to try to go in that direction and see what happens. So this little wolf that I got here, he can actually fly, and he has magical white angel looking wings, and I can actually fly, but because, like I said, I don't have that permit, I haven't earned that right in the new expansion, I can only ride on the ground. And this map has a lot of terrible topography. You really have to pay attention to all the lines for the roads so that you don't get lost. Like if I wanted to just go up there, oh man, I'd have to walk all the way around the mountain, and it really slows down the pacing of the game. So by having flying, it plus you can avoid all this crap on the ground. All the enemies trying to attack you. You can just get from point A to point B much quicker. Kind of like in real life. Get on an airplane versus getting in a car, right? So it's same idea even in a fake virtual world. Sam, have you ever played World of Warcraft at all? Oh boy. What do we got here? What do we got here? It's quite the party. Kill Eldanar. Good thing I'm stealth, eh? Like, obviously, you can see me because it's my character, but... Eldanar. So what we're going to do... Oh, there we go. We got one person somewhere in the world that is looking to kick the shit out of the Eldanar. And that other person is Bradwash, a fairly decently geared mage, who is, I believe, flying in the air above me like a show-off. No, I'm just kidding. I would be flying too if I could. Never played this game, no. Unfortunately, it looks very fun. I always knew about it, but I never got into it. Yeah, don't. It'll claim your soul. It's a fun game. I mean, that's subjective. Some people find it boring, but it's a lot of fun. And maybe near the end of the stream, I don't know how much longer I have, maybe in about another half hour, I can kind of quickly showcase, if you will, or highlight some of the subtle differences between the original World of Warcraft, how it was 15 years ago, and how it is today. Because you can play Classic now the way the game was 15 years ago when I started, and it's just a much more difficult game, much more time-consuming. Sort of like when people always used to play RuneScape, everyone was playing it back in the day, but I never got into it. Yeah. Yeah, oh, these are all elites. Oh, I guess I might as well start helping him out. So I'm in a group, if you're curious. I talk to people as if there's like 100 people in here and no one's ever played the game, but I feel like that's kind of a good thing to do, because I don't want to assume you know what's going on. And then if you already know, great. And then if you didn't know, then perfect. All those yellow numbers, that's me doing my AoE damage using Blade Fury. That's sort of the specialty of being an outlaw combat rogue. Focuses more on the PvE aspect of the game. What I was doing in PvP, in which I was successful, I killed both people that were trying to kill me. You usually want to be more assassination with the poisons. It's not as good in PvE, but it's much more favorable for PvP. A lot more crowd control, more interrupts, things like that really could have helped me potentially have killed that mage a lot quicker. Put bleeds on the rogue to prevent him from vanishing, so that gnome rogue that kept vanishing. I don't have any poisons as an outlaw rogue. Whoa, that's pretty wild. And then we're back up again. This is a little bit more exciting. Bunch of people getting together, kicking the shit out of an elite. Now that there's a big battle, I'm curious to know, Sam, are you able to tell me if my voice is loud enough in conjunction to how loud the game is with all the blasting going on? Because I normally play on console, as you know. I normally play on a PlayStation 4. I don't normally play on PC. This is obviously a PC game. And I don't know if my numbers are good. Like, should the game be lower? I can't really tell. Man, these things take forever to kill. There we go, Blade Fury. Oh, okay, good. What it is I left the sound at default 100, but inside the game I dropped the overall master volume by 50%. And I can promise you, if I had it higher than that, it'd be much louder. I think I also have the overall... I'll look in a second, actually, because I'm curious now. And my ass is killing me. Like, I mean really bad. Because my newer chair, I know I've talked about this before. I've had this chair for a couple of months. Give me a second, I'm like insanely uncomfortable. But this chair is a lot more practical. Okay, let me vanish. It's got a 2-minute cooldown. Let me just vanish. I think everybody left. Yeah, the group's been disbanded. I'm just gonna move my mic back. Like that. So that I can just... Wow, that's not the most comfortable. It's my mesh chair that, you know, it's like a rubber mesh. It's like... that's not the mic, or that's not the camera. I'm like looking in the mic trying to show you something. Camera's up there. It's like super thin. It's like paper thin. It's the most comfortable office chair I've ever sat in, but it's not really designed to be in several hours a day. I used to have a lazy boy for the 1 or 2 people that are in here, and that was a lot more comfortable, but it wasn't as practical. I wanted to be a little bit more serious. I wanted it to look nicer on camera. I've got the globe, some books, my PS4 Pro box in the back, not some big cushion thing from a lazy boy, and it looked like I was laying down in bed. I was trying to also change the look of things, if that makes any sense. It kind of looked a little bit more professional. Not that it's making a difference on my channel, but I still like to try to take it as seriously as I can, right? So far, too, this month, I'm a little bit stressed out, honestly, because I'm having the worst month I've had in my entire illustrious 14 months on YouTube. Every month, I keep going up and up and up and up in money. Every month, I just keep making more money. This month, I'm probably going to make the least amount of money I've ever made since I was monetized back in July. And that happens. Holidays are over. The summer's over, right? I was monetized back in July, like I just said. And so you got your summer and summer sales and stuff like that. A couple of AAA games come out around that time. Not too many. And then you start building a bit of momentum, and then you start getting into July, August with all the sports games coming out. Then you've got... Well, I guess you have September where kids go back to school, but there's a lot of AAA games coming out is what I'm saying. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, boom, it's the holidays. And bam, December was by far my best month ever, even though there was no new games that came out. So that was pretty fun from a financial perspective. Yeah, let's go over here. Sorry, I get distracted a lot in my live streams. People are going to start learning that pretty quickly, that I can kind of like go. I have a hard time multitasking, like talking, explaining something, and then while proceeding to the next task in the game. And I guess you could say that's a flaw of mine. It's just something that I'll try to work on over time, because I do like to try to pick things up. Like, I don't want to just sit here for a half hour doing nothing when I could actually at least be flying to the next destination. Oh, that's an interesting warglaive. Warglaives. Yeah, I'll sell those. Germinating seed. Slide around on a shell. 10-second cooldown. Okay. Fathom 385, 450. I'm just looking through my gear really quick to get rid of what I don't need. 370. I've got 400, so that's no good. Yeah, this area is also a lot more difficult than the newer little island I have to go to next to get the rep with. That's going to be a lot easier to maybe live stream and stuff. So, the other thing I like about this game is, even though I'm not good at the game, and I'm not properly geared or spec'd for PvP, both people that tried to kill me, yeah, that's right, I killed them both. So that makes me not a complete nub in World of Warcraft. Whereas in Call of Duty, let's be honest, I was like one of the worst players that probably ever live streamed the game, but I still wanted to do it because I love the game. I don't want to let my poor performance negate me thinking that I shouldn't live stream because I'm not good at the game. And I'll answer your question in a moment there, Sam. Let me start flying now, I'll talk. You kind of showcase the area. This is what it's going to look like when I can fly. So right now I'm on a flight path. There's flight paths, so I'm flying. Because earlier I said I can't fly, now I'm flying. So if you've never played WoW, you might be confused. This is a autopilot flight path. My PC and CPU, do I have? Yeah, I have a GTX 970. And I bought that card back when it was current. Back when that was like the latest and the greatest. And I was originally going to get the 980, but I didn't have a lot of money because, as a lot of people know, I'm incredibly piss poor. There's no sugarcoating it. So I couldn't justify the extra $200-300 Canadian just for an extra 10 or 12% performance. The dollar per performance ratio wasn't that good. So arguably the GTX 970 was the best bang for the buck. Anyhow, so I have that. And when it comes to my CPU, I've got 16 gigs of RAM, DDR4. I'm running a Micro Mini ITX board. Micro Mini's not the same thing. A small motherboard. Tiny bitty thing with a Corsair 380T lunchbox, white looking kind of computer. Very small. My graphics card takes up half my computer. Now I'm just going to go to my settings really quick. It's not a great system, but it's not a piss poor system either. So I got the 16 gigs of RAM. And I've got an i7 6700. Not overclocked. I don't need the K and all that fancy bullshit. You know how I overclock? This is a joke, by the way. You want to know how I overclock my system? By changing the part in my computer. Get it? So if I want something faster, bigger, and bolder, I swap the part. I don't actually burn the piss out of my parts. In case something goes wrong, I don't know what I'm doing, and then I don't have the money to replace it. Right? So what I might do at the end life cycle of this computer, I was kind of tempted to overclock, but then I'm like, why bother? I want to be able to sell the computer, right? And make a bit of money to offset the financial burden of buying a new one. So yeah, i7 6700. I was going to get one of the newer i5s that are actually 20 to 35% better than my CPU. But then I was like, why? I mean, it would make a difference. But I was like, nah. Well, what was that? I could have been distracted by a rogue. This skill here, by the way, when you do this with the rocks, you'll actually force a character to, like, boom, do that kind of thing. So if I was walking in this direction and there was a rogue in front of me and they threw the distract skill behind me, it would make my character do this. Boom. Anyway, so I jumped off a cliff and it looked like I kind of turned quickly, so I thought maybe a rogue distracted me. That's what I meant by that. Yeah, it runs pretty smooth. I mean, I'm running at a locked 60 frames a second. I could unlock it and run it at 90 to 100, but I don't need to do that. And my settings are fairly high. I think they're about 70 or 80% of the way jacked up. I could crank it higher. This is the part of the game I get stressed out on. So I'm going to show you the map zoomed in here. Because I can't fly officially, I can't just fly in a straight line and get to the point of what I'm trying to do in this video. So now I'm going to have to turn to the left. Turn to the left. I'm going to have to hump the mountain all the way around, get on the road, come here, zigzag in there, go all the way here. That's how annoying that is, because I can't fly. It's really a clusterfuck. It kind of sucks because I wasn't planning on live streaming in this area the whole time. But, whatever. That's why I put the random gameplay, because you don't know. It could have all been in here. It could have partially just been in here. No, I need to turn left. See how I have to... I mean, I do have a mini-map here, but I like seeing the overall map. That gives me a better clarity as to where I should be turning. It's a pretty zone. It's a very interesting, aquatic-ish, fantasy-like looking area. But I don't like the fact that I can't fly. Because like I said, I could have been there by now had I had my flying mount. I would have been able to... Oh, I took a wrong turn. I could have better showcased the game. So that's gonna... One has to know a bit about computers to know what PC can... Oh, yeah. So it's a bit of a daunting for me, but I want to educate myself on... Yeah. So like for World of Warcraft, for example, if you wanted to be a WoW player like me, you actually would want to focus more on your CPU than your GPU, because WoW is poorly optimized and works best with an incredibly overpowered CPU versus a graphics card. So that's one of the unique characteristics of this game that's not usually found in other games. Most other games, it's all about the graphics card, and piss on the ICU, on the i7 or i5 CPU is what I meant. ICU, intensive care unit. That's where I almost ended up today because of my diabetes. See how my brain works? I'm thinking ICU. I'm thinking CPU, but I'm thinking i7 CPU, and I mixed it all in together, and it's an ICU 5. That's just what I do. Okay, let's try to... Oh, I'm gonna need it. Oh, there we go. I just... Oh, yes, these things. These little abominations. Holy pineapple. I lost like 80% of my health there. Oh, I remember this quest. It's all these weird-looking... octopus-looking... squid-looking... Yes, I know that's not the same creature, but... What do you mean you're out of range? You're right in front of me. Oh, there we go. Now these guys hurt a little bit. I am a leather wearer. As you can tell, I'm doing damage to multiple creatures at once. That's the strength of Outlaw. Like I said, it's more of a brash, warrior-like type class spec, if you will. Come on, let's... Yeah, so I'm thinking... I'm gonna need luck with YouTube. See that guy flying? Little bastard. He's pulling everything. There we go. Let's pull them all. One of the things I like about World of Warcraft retail, this is retail, by the way. I don't think she likes what I'm doing, but we're all benefiting from it. Is if you tag the mob, we all benefit from the kill. We don't have to be in a party to get the credit for killing the enemy. So I sort of had a feeling like she was running away from me because I was taking her kills, but it's actually shared. Now, if we're talking about World of Warcraft Classic, it's a lot more hardcore. Her and I would have physically had to have been in the same party. So that's what I call a quality of life improvement. As you can see, we're not in a party. And I'm benefiting from what she's doing, she's benefiting from what I'm doing. As long as I get that one hit in, and then she just flies off into the sky and leaves me to fend for myself. But that's basically one of the improvements that I like about what's considered retail World of Warcraft. So there's just a lot of little things like that. From a fantasy perspective, too, if you're curious. Maybe here's not a good spot to do that. So the different specs that I can have. Is my face blocking it? Not really. No, it's not. Okay. So as you can see, I'm Outlaw. Ruthless fugitive who uses agility and guile to stand toe-to-toe with enemies, because you can just kind of get in there. And you don't have a lot of sneakiness to you and crowd control. As soon as you go assassination, it's all about damage over time, so I can garrote you, I can rupture you, I can basically bleed you and have you suffer ticking damage over time. So that rogue earlier that kept vanishing because I was kicking his ass, he wouldn't have been able to do that because I would have bled him out. Then my Mutilate adds poison as well. With the poisons that I add to my weapon, I actually literally coat my weapons with poison, and they tick for damage over time, as well as the Garrote, the Rupture. That would have popped him out of stealth, so he wouldn't have been able to get away from me. So that's what makes Assassination more of a PvP spec. But I wouldn't have been able to multi-attack multiple creatures either, right? So you gotta literally pick your poison, pun intended. And then Subtlety is even more sneaky. And it's a dark stalker who leaps from the shadows to ambush his unsuspecting prey. But it doesn't have as good burst control quite as much as Assassination. It's almost like a mix between Outlaw and Assassination. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I don't even think you have poisons in Subtlety. The game changes a lot drastically over the years, so even though I've been playing for 15 years, that doesn't mean I know everything. You have to keep up with the changes of the game. And yeah, so there's no poisons in this one, but you can do, I think, more damage burst-wise than Assassination. So again, it's really about the playstyle. Oh! Sorry, I'm getting all excited here. The difference, too, between these specs is I can switch between all three at any given time. On the fly, right now, I can swap. And you're thinking, okay, what's your point? In World of Warcraft Classic, back in the day, every time you change specs, first of all, you couldn't do it on the fly. You had to go back to your rogue trainer or your paladin trainer, whatever, your class trainer. And what would happen is it would cost you gold. Now, to give you a perspective as to how much gold it costs, because I could tell you the amount, but if you don't know the currency of the game, you're not going to understand, like, well, what does that translate to? It could take you a week of farming hard to save up the gold to be able to change specs once, because it keeps increasing each time, but it'll eventually cap, I think, at 50 gold, but you'll be lucky to get 5 gold a day, just to kind of give you a bit of a perspective. So you're looking at a solid several days to change specs. So if I'm PvEing and that guy kept attacking me, I can just swap specs. But in Classic, you're done. Once you're capped 50 gold a spec, are you going to switch specs because one guy was trying to gank you while you're questing? Right? So that made it a lot more undesirable. It made it a lot harder for people that were raiding in PvE and doing PvP equally to try to hybrid a spec that was neither great at either aspect of the game, but was mediocre at best. And that's what would happen. Some people would actually roll a second character of the same class and have one combat, one assassination. World of Warcraft saw that that was kind of ridiculous, and years later, they just allowed you on a whim to just swap specs, which to me is a much welcomed addition to the game. So again, this is another quality of life improvement that I'm sharing with you that you couldn't do in Classic. The weapons I'm using, the style, the visual style of the weapons that I'm using are actually about 13 years old. So you're thinking, oh my god, why would you use weapons that are 13 years old? No. I'm transmogrifying it. I can make my weapon look like any other weapon I've ever collected in the history of this game, including my armor, to give them more of a subtle, bland look. And I can mount, on my mount, I have a personal transmogrifier, and if you look in the corner, I know my face is a little bit in the way. Let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, so my face is blocking his head, but you'll still get an idea of what I'm trying to do. Look at what I can do just like that. Bam. I'm waiting for it to catch up on the video, because it's like delayed by a few seconds. Now all of a sudden, completely different armor. See that sword that I have on him? What if I wanted that sword? What if I wanted this one, or that one? So I literally pick what I want my weapon to look like, and then that's it. Look at all the diversity that I have in weapons to choose from. So these are any weapons that I've ever collected, and I don't have to keep them on my person. It gets literally added to like a virtual closet, if you will. So I thought that that was absolutely amazing. So that's called Transmogrification, and that is a feature that's been out for a solid 4 to 5 years-ish, but definitely wasn't around in Classic. So you could end up with a character that doesn't match. As you could tell, my character matches. His bracers, his gloves, his pants, he's themed. He aesthetically looks more pleasing. In Classic, you couldn't really match your gear unless you had the full set, but as soon as one piece came out that was better than another, it ruined you having a matched look. Another quality of life improvement, because in a fantasy game, arguably, it's kind of nice to have your character look a certain way, right? That's important to a lot of people. Like, I like the visual style of that weapon enchant called Avalanche, which is incredibly old. It looks like a blizzard storm, and I love that sword, but it's technically this weapon. It's actually a big spiky fist weapon that I have and a one-handed axe. Those are my real weapons, but anyhow, I've made them look like something else. So again, those are some of the comparisons from Classic WoW, how things were in the beginning, having to be in a party with someone, not being able to fly, being stuck with the ugly look of your character. It was a real pain. And I'm doing a terrible job of moving it along here. Okay. Let me fly here. So yeah. So I don't know, Sam, what you think of those kind of extra features from the newer World of Warcraft. I think they're pretty neat.
Something nearby is channeling a massive amount of arcane energy.
There's just so many little things, and that's why it caters to a certain type of person. I wouldn't say the game's necessarily easier, but it's kind of less time-consuming. Doesn't necessarily mean it's easier, but it's less of a grind time-wise. Oh, wow, that's a big-ass one. Ooh, I'm not touching that. Holy pineapple. Yeah, that thing is going to kill me in like one hit. Oh, if I wanted to do a group, I wouldn't just be able to click on a button and do this. Like that. So I've joined a raid. Now look what happened. See how it just phased out of nowhere? And now all of a sudden there's a bunch of people? So you could be asking yourself, what happened? How come? Where did all those people show up? So the game saw that I was looking for a group in the area that I was in, so it was linking me with like-minded individuals. And out of nowhere, on a whim, I phased into their world, into their version of World of Warcraft. That wasn't good. And I can't fly like these other bastards can. Son of a bitch. Oh! I'm not that far away, okay. So I phased into their world, because there's different realms, right? In World of Warcraft, not everybody plays on the same realm. But I can still play with people from a different realm. He's on Nemesis. I'm on the Bleeding Hollow. But we can play together. That's a quality of life improvement. I would not have been able to do this in classic World of Warcraft. I would have been stuck. Does anybody else in here want to do the boss? And then you have to wait for the 2 or 3 people that might want to do it on your server and your server alone. No other server. So you can't cross-realm or cross-server, whatever you want to call it, with other people around the world in different realms. But you can in this one. Look how quickly I found a group to do this. Look at that. And then out of nowhere, bam, I was joined with all those people. So, again, more quality of life improvements to World of Warcraft. And if you didn't already know, you may not. The graphics have been improved. Yeah, stay out of the purple goo. I don't want to die again. I can't afford to die again. This is probably single-handedly my favorite game in the universe ever. It's the game I've spent the most hours on in my life. It's probably no secret that I don't really have any friends in the real world. I'm not very social in real life. I'm busy. I have anxiety issues, or whether it's my diabetes or whatever, there's kind of always something going on with me. And a lot of people would find that frustrating and annoying, because it's hard for me to go and visit people. So it would be one of those terrible things where it's like, if you want to hang out, you have to come see me. And some friends may not... That's not anything bad that I'm doing. But anyways. There's nothing... It's out of my control. Like, I can't just take a bus and go visit someone. It's not that easy. It's just the reality of who I am. People might understand that, but it won't detract from that being annoying. And then if people have normal lives, they're working, they got kids. I live, let's say, a half hour away from them. That's an hour drive in total. People don't always have the time to always come and see me. It's nice when your friends can also make the effort to go and see you as well. But in my case, I legitimately have an excuse to where I can't really do that. But it still bothers some people. So, the point was... There's 5 people in here? Holy cow. The point is that's why I really like World of Warcraft, because I can get my social interaction done here, right? And I just got a dagger. Oh my god, you see how that happened? See how it just happened out of nowhere? I'm dead. And it magically appeared in my bag. The reason that's a big deal is, again, let me walk you through the difference between what just happened there to if this was classic World of Warcraft. A, the dagger wouldn't just magically appear in my bag. B, I'd have to be alive to get it. C, you would have to roll on it. So you would see the item, and there would be like 35 people going greed, or need, or pass. And if someone wants to be a prick and they don't need it, they can still need it. The game is almost automatically doing it for you. It knows I'm a rogue and that my specialization requires daggers. So it's saying, yeah, this guy probably wants this. Oh, you're a mage with a staff shooting firebolts. You don't need a dagger. So it'll make him automatically pass on it. Whether I'm dead or alive, it just showed up in my bag. So no one can screw me over. And I don't have to be alive to get the item. And the guy is already up in a... What the hell? I'm not going to spawn right in front of him. Anyway, so you saw what happened there. I'm actually really glad that that happened like that. How much rep did I get for that? When we killed him. Really? I didn't get any rep? I got mana pearls. See, and it shows the other people that got something. Bonus loot, Liara Spire. Those are all the people that were in the raid that have now left. Anyhow, so that was actually a good showcase there. I got to show you something that happened in this game that wouldn't have been able to happen. And that's what it looks like. That's the new dagger. But I can make it look like something else again. And now other people around the world are doing it again. You can only do it once. Why does it say I don't have... Huh? I somehow didn't get credit for it. That's weird. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I think I know why. Oh, it killed me. That's so weird. I'm so freaking confused. Sorry, I'm like really stumped. I think what happened is I killed the boss, I got the dagger, but I actually didn't get to kill the other two NPC add-ons that were with that boss fight. I didn't get to tag them at least once or something. So what ended up happening is I didn't get credit for the thing. It still says 0 of 1. But you saw it live on here. I got a weapon from it. I got an item level 415 dagger, which is actually considerably better than what I have. I'm getting lost here. Sorry, this could be an important text. Yeah, I am going to have to go incredibly soon. I've already been I've already been streaming for an hour. Yeah, so after... I'm going to sign back up with the group. So that's the Moon Priestess. I shot that one and Guardian. There. I've officially... I don't know if I needed to do that, but I've officially hit each one. No, 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 no. Don't suck me in. That shit will kill you. But anyhow, I still think this... I still think that's a lot of fun. Oh, I think I know what happened. Sorry, my brain's like going all over the place. I think the reason I didn't get credit for it was because I was dead. But it still rewarded me with loot. But don't quote me on that. Because like I said, if you don't keep up with World of Warcraft all the time, all the little intricate, subtle changes that they do, you're out of the loop. One day you can do this, the next day you can't do that. And that's World of Warcraft. But yeah. Obviously, most fights aren't always this difficult. I think I'm getting lost here. If I was dead and I had flying, I would have just been able to fly. Ah, same thing happened again. Are you kidding me? I don't think I got credit for it because I was dead. Yeah, I didn't get... Oh my god. Absolutely crazy. Ah, that's really frustrating. Didn't get credit for the kill because I was dead again. That really pisses me off. But I got loot from it, so I can't complain too much. Am I still in a raid? Oh yeah. Oh wow. 21 people, 20 people. So you're able to get loot, but it doesn't look like you can get credit for it. You have to actually be physically alive when they die. So you know what I'm thinking of doing, right? Trying to find a way to stay out of the entire fight when it's near dying. What the hell? Oh, because people were flying. I actually can't wait to try out that dagger. I'm like really excited, actually. Because every little bit of item level makes a big difference. Like I'm at 406, which is considered piss poor. I was at 375, 370 when I came back to World of Warcraft a couple of weeks ago. The maximum is 450, to give you a perspective. I'm 406. If someone was even just 420, which incrementally doesn't seem like a big number, I probably wouldn't be able to kill them. Unless they weren't that good, and I was really good. I'm gonna get rid of the music. But yeah. So that's how drastic item level makes a difference. Like 406, if I meet someone in the late 420s, 430s, 440s, or 450, I'm dead. It's almost like guaranteed. I remember I was wailing on a warrior that was 450, fully geared out. And he was just standing there laughing at me. I was literally doing no damage to him. Like, basically next to none. It's like I was hitting him with a toothpick. Then I went and I came across another warrior who was equally geared to me, and I kicked the shit out of him. You see what I'm saying? It's because the game is gear dependent, and obviously skills do matter, but if you're severely outgeared, you're done. So we shoot Ulmath, we shoot the Guardian, we shoot the Princess, and then I don't know what's that thing that made me die in one hit. I don't know what that was. Wow, look at that purple goo. You don't want to stay in there. I just hope no one notices me staying far away, asking me why I'm not getting in closer. Oh, no, 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 no. Get me out. It's because it does a mental collapse thing, and... Oh, that's what it is. Oh, you have to move out of the collapse. Okay. Otherwise, it one-shots you. Okay. What's the hell? Is it Void Dance I got to avoid? I don't remember. You could see the bar underneath. No, it's not Void Dance you have to avoid. Avoid dance. Anyways. I'm tired of dying. Oh, no, 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 no. It's this one. It's this one. It's this one. Run, run, run. No, run. Sorry. I'm tired of dying in this fight. Right? Like, this is the third time I do this. And I just want him to die. I feel bad because I'm like, oh no, don't come to me. Get the hell away from me. He's almost dead. I feel like such an... Oh, shit. This is really bad. She's gonna do mental collapse. Oh, that big blue circular wave that you saw? That's what literally kills you in one hit. Please just die while I'm not really there doing anything. Like I said, I kind of feel that. There we go. See how I got credit? There we go. And I got my rep. Excellent. I feel slightly guilty, but not really. Did I get more loot? No. I don't need that quest that someone just linked. So I had a 375 and I'm replacing it with a 415. That's actually pretty big. That's actually pretty big. Yeah, so I am going to have to end the stream here. Unfortunately, things took a lot longer than I wanted. I was kind of hoping to be able to finish my quests, which I haven't even done. My reps for the day. I still have one more here. But... 2. Yeah. Anyhow. Yes, it was. Yeah, so I am gonna have to go. It's been an hour, and I just gotta go. I have to get up, to be honest with you. I keep, like, stretching, and my ass cheek is killing me. It's cramped up. I'm not having fun. Thanks. I mean, I'm hoping to be more active. I'll say this in closing, which I've always said, but in case there's another person in here that's watching that doesn't know me. It's being honest. I do enjoy streaming, but I also do it even though I know I'm only going to have like 2 people watch me, because it actually technically helps my channel overall. It helps keep my algorithm. We're going to go Rogue Mage 2s. I got distracted now. I like live streaming and doing live streaming because it's live. It's more exciting, I guess, than when it's just a regular upload that a YouTuber does, because you can actually like real-time engage with the person. And then what happens is other videos on my channel that get a lot of views or don't, I will still favor Google and YouTube, which Google owns YouTube. So what'll end up happening is I'll favor them more, and I'll be like, oh wow, this guy posts every day. He's live streaming 5 times a week, an hour at a time. Wow, this guy's just really grinding it out, isn't he? We're going to bump him up the queue of priority when it comes to recommending his channel to other people. And even though he's just a little shy of 3,000 subscribers, and he doesn't have 10, 15 million subscribers like some other people, he's already got more videos uploaded than some people that have been on YouTube for 5 years, and he did this in a year. Shit, let's pump him up. Which explains why my YouTube channel is at like 1.1 million views in just a little over a year, right? It's because I've been hauling ass. Because all these meaningless streams that I do, because let's face it, they're not popular. They don't get a lot of views. They get like 15, 20 views, 2, 3 people watch me at a time. That's nothing. But because I'm active, you see what I'm saying? It's still beneficial for me to do so. It's not good for me, and it's not a good approach or a good attitude, in my opinion, as a YouTuber, to only post content that are going to get you views. I know the videos that are going to get me the views. I do. I know the videos that are going to get me 10,000, 50, maybe 100,000 views. And I know the ones that are going to get me 2 people watching me, maybe 10 views. But I still put the same energy, the same enthusiasm in each and every single upload, right? And that's what's the most important, right? The whole consistency thing that I spoke about before in the past. And when you do that, you get results. And that's why I've had a few people before say, dude, no offense, but your videos don't, you know, get a lot of views on average. How are you making all this money? Then I tell them, and they're like, oh. I'm like, exactly. Because since last July, I've made almost about $2,000. Yes, there's people that can make that in a week, but they've also usually been on YouTube for 10 years. So, And now I'm having technically a bad month where I'm only predicted to make a couple of hundred. But that's still better than nothing, right? So, I'm not disappointed. I'm more of a... because I wanted to keep going up and up, or at least stay steady, or plateau. I didn't want to, like, literally go up every single month and how much I get paid, and then all of a sudden start going back down to where I was in the beginning. It's not a nice way to start the new year, right? But it is what it is. And that's where some people could get discouraged and be like, ah, screw this just isn't worth it. And they just give up, right? But if you catch on, you get a lot of subs, and you get recommended more. And then that thing I spoke about too in closing, if you're thinking of doing YouTube for the one other person that's in here. Updates and patches. Yeah, that's my niche, right? But at least I'm honest about it, right? At least I'm honest. Like when people say, oh, who wants to see this? I've had very rarely do people troll me. But I've had the very odd time someone say, why would someone want to see this? And it's like, you know what? I don't know either, but I'm going to keep doing it. Because it's getting me views. I would be a lying hypocrite bastard if I said I enjoy reading the patch notes. I mean, I do, because I like talking. Can you tell? I don't think I took a 2-second break in this 1-hour stream to catch my breath. I love doing this shit. It gets me views. 5, 10, 15,000 views on a video game update. But my live stream is going to get me 2, 3. Maybe I'll peak at 5 viewers. And then after on the playback, I might go up to about 15 to 20 views. 15 to 20 views in a 1-hour stream versus a 2-minute video with 10,000 views. Hello? Right? I don't care when you finish school. That's a huge difference. Do you know how many live streams I would have to do to get the same amount of money and views as a measly 1.5-minute video game update? About 150 1-hour live streams I would have to do. Pump out 150 hours live streaming 150 times to get the same views as I would get just talking about a game update that came out. So a lot of people would think I'm crazy for wasting my time live streaming. I've been doing this for a year, and I haven't gone up in how many people watch me. But I still do it because I enjoy it, right? And behind the scenes, it's still helping me get recommended to other people. That is, like I said, a huge piece of advice. Which is funny, because a lot of big-time YouTubers that talk about how to make it big on YouTube, they don't share those details. I don't know why they don't. I'm a nobody on YouTube. Like, I'm like that little grain of sand in the Sahara Desert compared to the YouTube world. And yet, I'm able to share more relevant, important YouTube information and tips than some people with 10 million subscribers are able to share. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. Like I said, consistency and being persistent every day is probably like the #1 thing ever in total. But yeah, I'm gonna go there in a second. Oh, maybe just super quick. I mean, there's only 2 people in here, that's okay. So I showed you all the things that you can do in this game, right? I don't know if there's really much I can do to show you the differences. Let me see if I can... Let me see if I can do something super quick. Just for the fun of it. Because now that WoW Classic is back, it's been out since August. Before you not made the patch, did you know that patch notes would get a ton of views? If not, you found a great thing. Before you not... Sorry, I have to reread that. Before you not made the patch, did you know... Oh, that patch notes would get it to... Oh, no, I didn't. No, that's the... Right, I'd be lying if I said I knew. Yeah, so the mystery behind that was one day I was like, oh, let's just talk about it, because... Let's just talk about it. I was trying to be different. I always try to innovate and be original, and you know how everybody, you know, I say this joke all the time, but it rings so true. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like me. Please fucking like me. I hate people like that. I want to backhand people like that. I'm an asshole like that. I'm not going to hide it. I'm all about, I've said it a million times, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Wait for it. But if you don't fucking like me, give it a thumbs down. You might get a kick in the face, you know, and then I'll like go to like a funny GIF of like a wrestler or something doing like a roundhouse kick or something, and the guy goes flying out of the ring, and then I'll be like, and then like when it brings back to me, I'll be like, and if you survive that and you wake up out of your coma and you come back to your senses and you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. None of this, make sure you like and subscribe, guy. And then some big fucking pop-up shows up on the screen, some big animated thing with the generic little mouse thing going over the cursor and going click on the subscribe button. It's like, bitch, it's 2020. People know if they like you to fucking like it and subscribe to it. You don't need to tell them what to do. So if anything, some of the people I used to follow that started going really gung-ho on that, I've actually unsubscribed from them. That's how much of an asshole I can be. Because I don't like beggars. I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's okay to remind people, because it's a proven statistic that if you remind people to like and subscribe, they're actually a little bit more likely to do it, because they might just forget. But I like the twist, the difference that I do that nobody else seems to do. Everybody else seems so generic. It's always the same fucking speech. So I thrive and pride myself on being different. I'm not saying I'm better, but I'm different. So I don't know. So that's why with like the game updates and all that, I didn't know it was going to be like a mild hit. But it was something different that I knew people didn't do, but that people constantly looked up to read on the web. So I was like, well, why don't I just narrate the patch notes and bring the shit to the people? And then one of my Days Gone game update videos got like over 15,000 views. I was like, I don't even think I got that many views in my entire 60 freaking video gameplay of the game Days Gone. I had like an entire series of Let's Play. There was like 60 or 70 videos. And this one game update video got me more views than my entire fucking series. So from there, it was a no-brainer. Of course I'm going to keep doing them. They're what give me most of my views. It's not what I'm doing here, but this is what I enjoy the most. So I'm going to do it, right? I've been playing guitar for 30 years. Am I getting paid for it? No. And I never will. But I do it. Why? Because that's a true passion. You're doing it because you like it. You're not those Twitch streamers that are like, no freebies, and then you ban everybody that doesn't subscribe and donates to you. What kind of bullshit is that? You're supposed to be a true gamer first. A real person who really enjoys what they do will do it for free. The money that comes in is simply a bonus. I'd still be doing this if I didn't get paid for it. Maybe not as often, I won't lie, but I would still be quite active on YouTube even if there was no money incentive behind it. That's a true person that really likes the shit they're doing. Oh yeah, please like and some. Guys, come on now. Anyways, this is World of Warcraft. I know I'm... Can you tell I'm ADHD, by the way? Like, pshung. Okay? This is World of Warcraft Classic. And I'm on a Troll Rogue. So I'm on the same... Not the same character. I'm on the same kind of character. You'll notice subtle differences, maybe. The graphics aren't quite... They're not quite as sharp. They're the ears and stuff. I'd have to do a side-by-side. But the graphics aren't as good. Is all I can say. There's subtleties in even the terrain. Some of the the characters, like they're more cartoony. So look at that Torn. Whoa, that's really close. Look at that Torn. Like, take a look at him. Okay? And then I'll try to show you him in a minute. See? Now here's my talent tree. Notice how drastically different it is? You still got Assassination, combat's been changed to Outlaw, and then Subtlety, and you get all these points that you could put in to keep making things stronger. But I can't... How do I change it? You can't change it. I have to go to my trainer. No. It's too much money. And the skills, the weapons, I'm stuck with these weapons. See how I look like a vagrant that's been sleeping under a bridge for a year? Look at my armor. What is that? I don't have 2 pieces of armor that matches on my character. Now pay close attention to what his face looks like. Very triangle, very polygon-like graphics. And that Moo Torn. You still get mounts. I still have a mount. I only have this little raptor. But now I'm going to go back quickly before I finally go. I'm going to show you the difference. But do you know what I mean, though, Sam, by people that beg for views? Well, not necessarily begging, but they're just like, please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure, or bitch, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like, what? Now look at my troll. Don't be shy, man. Where's the triangle head? Where's the triangle ears? Even the ears are flapping. Look at the color, saturation. Look at the facial expressions, and right? You could tell the graphics are better. These are my other characters. There's just more life to them. Well, the graphics are simply better, right? Anyways, that was just, like I said, a quick, subtle difference. Oh, even the Torn that I showed you that looked bad. Look how much better they look here. So if I click on one, let me do the darker color like the one we saw in the game a minute ago. Like, look at that. It makes such a big difference. Look, you could just tell the quality. Like, it just looks higher definition. Doesn't look as blocky. Look at his eyes, how they blink, how as he's moving, right? Like, there's just more animation, right? I don't know if you can quickly tell the difference, but that's basically the difference in the graphics. They've been bumped up in retail, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I got way too many characters, but I only play a few now. I'll show you one last thing. I know I keep saying that, and then I'm truly gonna go. The cool thing about the newer World of Warcraft. Yeah, pretty much. But, and we can laugh. Now that there's 4 people in here, we can all have a good laugh. Oh, the guy with barely 3,000 subscribers is making fun of people with 20 million people. Yeah, bitch, I am. That's right. Because I might only have 3,000 subs and not 25 fucking million. But I also don't sound like everybody else. So, be famous and popular and generic and unoriginal and uninspiring. Not like everybody, but just like, no offense, a lot of people. Or be different. Be a nobody, but you're different. You're unique. I'd rather be that, honestly. I'm not going to follow trends of what people do to be trendy, to be hip, to be cool, to be gnarly, to get the extra likes and subs, right? No. I'd rather have 10 times less subs, but people like me for who I am, not for something I'm pretending to be, because then that's fake, right? But yeah. Anyhow. The Troll Druid, what's really cool, on a whim. Yeah, they are. Graphics are great. If I had a PC, I'd get it. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not gonna take away the fact that they are incredibly successful. There's no arguing a lot of these people's success. And again, the personality. I'm not going to name names again because I don't want to, like, trash talk people, because a lot of these people that I don't like, I still respect. People need to understand that. I don't have to like you, but I can still respect you. You can still drive me up the walls. That doesn't mean I don't think you're a good person, right? So there's a lot of YouTubers, we've talked about this before, the high octane, okay guys, yeah, let's get right back into this. And it's like, did you just do a line of cocaine? Like, for real. Because what's going on? Did you win the lottery? Is your wife having a kid? Like, what's going on? Why all the excitement? You've been doing this for 15 fucking years, you got 25 million subscribers, and you're acting as if it's your first video ever. And then for the entire duration of the stream, 2 hours later, they're still... And it's like people on meth eventually come down. I don't know what they're on, but I'm just saying. That shit too drives me crazy. They all have their own individual personality, a lot of these people I've tried to follow, to try to learn from the best. You know, in life, when you want to be successful, you want to be financially free, you want some financial independence. No offense, you're not going to go to the dude down the street with a hat and go, you have some change? That's not the guy you're going to go to. You're going to want to hang out with people. You're going to want to research people that are actually successful. And you're going to want to look at the common denominator that they all have amongst them to see what key elements they bring to the table that might have brought them the success that they've garnered. But the problem is I can't stand half of these people. I can't do it. I can't sit through. And there's a lot of people out there that probably look at me and go, my God, this dude's a... But that's okay. Can't please everybody. I bet you, and I've said this before, I could give the entire world $1 million. And I guarantee you, in that video of me giving and handing out $1 million to every single person on Earth, that video would still get thumbs down from people that even got paid. That's how fucked up people are. You can't please everybody. Oh, you think you're so good now because you gave me money? Right? It never ends. Anyways, I'm ranting, and that's okay because that's just who I am. So each... I'm just like all over the place. That's okay, though. So that's a troll druid in cat form. That's my bear form. But any race can have that bear because I'm using sort of like the Transmogrification I was telling you about. How you can change cat forms. So like a regular troll would have this cat form. But because of Transmog, again, quality of life thing, extra perk. Now look what happens when... How does this work really quick? I've got my 410 weapon. Oh, right. Okay, so let me do this. So I'm going to transmog it. It's a staff. Obviously. But right in the list here, I can go to Legion Artifact. Now look at my cat form. Or I can be that. Look how drastically different that looks. I don't think my head's cutting off the... No, it's not. So that one's not as flashy. That one's a little bit flashier with the branches. So any... I'll do this one, but even further than that. Ooh, I can be blue. You see that? All on a whim, just like that. And that was from a prior expansion. That was a special thing I had to do. But now, when I go into cat form, look at that. I no longer look like that regular green cat that was unique to being a troll. Now I look like any race or faction that can be a druid, but that earned this particular achievement. You see what I'm saying? So anybody can look like that did the very hard Mage Tower challenge, as it was called a couple of years ago. But those are things like that that I really like. Now if I go into bear form, there, that's the druid, or sorry, the troll exclusive skin to being a druid. But I can change the color of that. If I go to the barber, I can be blue, black, brown, whatever. I can turn into this for traveling. If I'm healing, I can even turn into a tree. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. Now Now, these things you could do in Classic, but in terms of doing fancy stuff like this, no. And normally, if you could turn your cat form or whatever into something different, usually by the time you swapped out to a newer weapon and it didn't have that fancy look anymore, you couldn't carry that over to a newer weapon, and that's where the Transmogrification thing came from, right? Where you can copy, you know, the effect, or even the, I'm looking for the word, weapon enchant, sorry.
Nelly deals for a friend of the
Right here. See this staff? So if you look at that staff there, there's different weapon enchants in the game. I can make it look like that. Bright green. Maybe I want like a blue sparkle thing at the top, or... Well, you can see the window here, all the different enchants that I've unlocked. I can have this one, Mongoose, with the lightning. I can have Power Torrent, which is like really drastically crazy. Like it goes from like a purple sort of flame, and it cycles through different colors to orange. A lot of these enchants are actually not that powerful. They're old enchants, but just like weapon transmog, if there's a look of an enchant that you like, you can really customize your character in Classic. And for me, I have to admit, that's probably one of the biggest deciding factors into why I kind of chose to go back to retail over Classic. The transmog was a huge thing for me, and the time sink. That was by far a huge thing, because like I said, Classic, some of the raids are split twice a week, and you have to do them in shots of 4 hours at a time. Usually people do them. So like maybe between 8 and midnight, you'll do the first part of a raid, and then a couple of days later everybody gets back together, they clear out the rest of the raid, they do the other 4 hours, 8 hours, 40 people. It's like, yeah, no. Now you can raid and be done in 2 or 3 hours, the entire thing. So 2-3 hours, 8 hours. How much time do you want to spend in there? Right? So, but that was the Classic experience. That was how hardcore it was. It was a lot harder. It took longer, but the flip of that was that it was more rewarding in a way. When you saw a guy fully geared out and matching gear, it was like a big deal, because that meant he had high tier armor, right? And that was like the, whoa. Now you can look like that and be a level 2, right? So, but like I said, each game will cater to different people, so that's why I'm glad that both came back, right? Because it caters to everybody. You don't like the new one, you like the old one, or vice versa, there's a game for you, right? Some people can't stand flying. They think it just ruins the game, so then play Classic, you can't fly. You know what I mean? Like, it just, literally, it's perfect for everyone. But because of, like I said, time and all that, lack of transmog, it's going to be hard for me to play Classic. Like, I mean, it's just so much fun doing this, looking the way I want to look, and anyways, I could go on forever and I don't want to. It's been an hour and a half. I think I've been ranting for half as long as I was actually playing the game. Yeah, it's 3:30, so I am going to go now, finally, and I'll try to be a little bit more active with live streams here and there. It's probably, honestly, going to be World of Warcraft. I know it's not everybody's game. It's like a very niche thing. But in terms of keeping my channel active and all that, and I do enjoy the game, that's probably going to be the game I'm going to be playing for a little bit. I still enjoy Call of Duty, but I mean, I've already done like 20, 30, 40 live streams. I've already uploaded 30 regular long videos on Call of Duty. I'm not that great at the game, so it's kind of like, eh. Right? I've already posted an incredible amount of content for Call of Duty, so I'll still play it, but it probably won't be like the main game that I live stream, in case you're curious. Arguably for me, I don't know about the viewers, the 2 people, this game might be a little bit more entertaining than watching Call of Duty, where I'm dying every 5 seconds type thing. Whereas this, there's like a big massive world to explore, and I don't die. Hey, the 2 people that tried to kill me, I killed them both. I'm just saying. I whooped their ass. So. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Man, this game is huge. And I might be back tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. And I know I keep saying it. But have you done the you know, the hotel mission in Generation 0? My friend bought me Generation 0 on Xbone because I ended up getting an Xbox because of the Gears 5 limited edition. It looks like all iced out and all that. It was sort of like a Christmas gift to myself because I made a good amount of money in December, so I was able to justify it. Plus, it was $180 off. That's why I did the unboxing, or the unboxed. It was a parody for all the people that do unboxings. I don't know if you saw that video. I was like, no one wants to sit there and watch your riffraff through a frickin' box for 10 minutes. What's in the box? So I called myself Unboxed Therapy, because there's a very famous Canadian YouTuber called Unbox Therapy, and he unboxes shit and then talks about what's in the box minutes after he's played with the box. I just show you the shit in the box right away, up front. Anyways, it was fun. I had fun doing it. It only got a couple of views, but it was fun. Oh, Subnautica's fun. Yeah, there is a chance I start playing Generation 0, maybe live stream, maybe regular upload, but on Xbox with my friend that I've known in real life for about 30 years. He bought me the game on sale for Christmas. It was like $15, $20 with the expansion. I had to start all over again, but he already had all the experimental weapons in the game except for the sniper rifle. So I started off really strong, level 1 with like all the experimental weapons in the game. So that was kind of cool. Just kind of going through all the missions again a little bit, just to kind of get started off. And it's a lot of fun. So there's a chance I may do a little bit of that, just to kind of whatever. But I know I keep talking about it, but it's going to happen. I promise. One day out of nowhere, I'll be like, hey, you ready for this shit? And just, we'll go at it. Because I am excited to go to my part 3. Right? Because I know that that's going to make me a decent amount of views. Maybe not as much now, because I've been waiting. It's not like near the release of the expansion. But arguably, my Generation 0 Let's Plays have more views than any other game I've ever played. So you'd think all I would do is milk it for as much as I can, but it just shows you, again, it's not always about the money. If I'm not really in the mood to do it, I'm not going to do it just because I know it's going to get me a lot of views, right? So, anyhow, that's it for now. I will see you all, 2 of you. As long as the first concurrent apparent viewer that's watching me isn't counting me as my own viewer, you know. But yeah, I shall see you soon. Take it easy.